Hi, everyone. Welcome in. So good to see you today. A human tooth, a green AMC Rambler, journals of Annalee Dedmond, a 22 caliber pow pow, DNA buccal swabs, a family member reporting seeing Roy Dedmond digging a chest deep hole. 24 years later, have they found Asha Degree? This is Crime Time Buzz, friends. Asha Degree went missing 24 years ago on February 14th during a dark, torrential storm. Her father saw her in bed around 2:30 a.m. Around 6 a.m. in the morning, she was gone, had packed her backpack, and left in the dark of the night. We are here for entertainment purposes only. This is not to be taken as fact, but speculation and opinion, although there are facts from law enforcement here in this video. My opinions, speculation, and theory are just that. Thank you so much for being here. No one is being accused. It is all alleged. So 24 years later, my friends, last month, a family member of Roy Dedmond came forward and told law enforcement that they remember several years ago seeing him dig a chest deep hole at his property on 106 Cherryville Lane in Shelby, North Carolina. Not only that, but back in the day, a year or so after Aisha went missing, they found two hair samples in the items in her backpack and inside her backpack. Two hair samples. Well, that was in 2001. Now we are in 2004, and technology has increased, and genealogical data narrowed the samples down to two individuals. Those individuals are Annalee Dedmond, who was 13 at the time of Aisha's disappearance, and Russell Underhill, who is now deceased and has been since 2004. Friends, they have no idea why, to this day, that Aisha walked out of the home. She is described as a shy, sweet, no disciplinary problems, obedient, very close with her family. Her close circle is her family, her neighbors, her churchgoers. She is not a child who is exposed to many other people. They do not know what encouraged her to leave that night, but they do know they haven't seen her since. She was spotted walking down Highway 18 south in the torrential rain in the dark by two truck drivers, one of whom turned around to help and she ran into the woods. It is not verified that it is her, but it was a child walking along Highway 18 at the same time Aisha disappeared. Who is Russell Underhill? Who is Annalee Dedmond? And I have a chart for you so we can go over it. 24 years later, it's never too late to give a tip. Asha Degree is no longer listed as a missing person. She has been changed of her status to a homicide victim. Two persons of interest have been named, and that is Connie Dedmond and Roy Dedmond. You can see them on the chart. Sorry, let me remove myself. So, who are the Dedmonds? They are a local family. They have no connection to the Degrees that law enforcement has found. And Russell Underhill and Annalee Dedmond have no connection to each other, except through Annalee Dedmond's parents, Roy Dedmond and Connie Dedmond. Before I go on, I want to bring up a couple of things. Laboratory analysis of collected DNA samples indicated the likelihood that the hair stem sample of Asha Degree's undershirt is a person genetically identical to the DNA standard collected from Annalee Victoria Dedmond Ramirez, the affidavit said, noting that Ramirez is the daughter of Connie and Roy Dedmond. I wanted you to know that, along with there's Incredible timeline. And please hit that notification bell because we're going to do another video on it. Unbelievable timeline, unbelievable law enforcement work over 25 years, just grit and perseverance. So please hit that notification bell. So let's talk about this. So now we're in 2024. Last month, a family member came forward saying that they saw Roy Dedmond digging a chest deep hole several years ago. I had heard 15 years ago, but that was on a news report, not verified, coming from law enforcement. Connie and Roy Dedmond have connection to Russell Underhill, the other person related to the hair strand, the DNA samples. He was under the care of the Dedmonds. He's older than they are, living in an assisted living that they ran and operated at the time of the disappearance. Really interesting. So 24 years later, technology, genealogical databases, and an eyewitness coming forward. It's never too late. Fascinating. So Connie Dedmond and Roy Dedmond are now the persons of interest in the homicide of Asha Degree. And law enforcement says, although Anna Lee Dedmond, her hair is the sample that came from Asha's backpack. She was 13 at the time, which indicates she would have needed adult assistance in order to conceal a homicide. So therefore, Roy and Connie Dedmond, they are the persons of interest. Wow, right? Let's keep going, my friends. This is just so interesting. And I pray they found her. I pray that chest deep hole. And I know it sounds terrible, but I pray they find her so they can lay her to rest properly. The Degrees have never, ever, ever given up hope. They have looked and looked and looked for their sweet daughter, sister. She has a brother. Let me see if this is what I wanted to show you. She has a brother as well. And now let's go to, I want to go to the search warrant items. There we go. Okay, so several search warrants were executed end of September regarding Asha's disappearance. And by the way, it was over 100 pages of documents and affidavits and listing out what they took, what they found, laying everything out. That has been made public record. Over 100 pages has been made public record. I wish they would do that in all cases, right? Here are just a few of the things that they found, that they took, that they did while they were there. They did find an indentation in the ground about 6 to 8 inches that shows that the ground was messed with in the location where the family member says I shouldn't say she, because I don't know if it's a she, they saw Roy Dedmond digging his chest deep hole several years ago. Okay, DNA buccal swabs have been taken from all 3 of them. And when I say 3 of them, mom and dad, Connie and Roy, as well as their daughter, Anna Lee Dedmond Ramirez. They searched Anna Lee's current home, several properties owned by Roy and Connie Dedmond, who do live apart now. So the 3 of them do not live together. They all live separately. A home in Charlotte, North Carolina, and an assisted living facility in Vail. Large search of Roy's home, Roy Dedmond, the one who was allegedly digging the chest deep hole. By the way, his lawyer says he has absolutely nothing to do with it. And they believe evidence will link back to a deceased person, which we know that means they're referring to Russell Underhill, the deceased person that was in their care. Convenient, but we'll see what happens. So they found the indentation alluding to the chest deep hole. I have not heard if they dug there yet. They found a dark green Rambler. I'm going to remove myself here real quick. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, friends. I hit the wrong button. Glad I got you back. Then they've also found a dark green AMC Rambler, which a tipster had called in 2015, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, that they saw a girl getting into a dark green car the night Aisha went missing. And police did release that to the public in 2016. Well, guess what? On the search of Roy Dedmond's home on Cherryville, 601, they found and towed out a dark green AMC Rambler about the year-ish that they were looking for. They found a human tooth in a Ziploc bag. They took several of Annalise Dedmond's journals, some Carhartt jeans, several cell phones. It said BlackBerry, white, silver, transport logs, which becomes important. And I will tell you why in a minute. So lots going on. Have they found Asha Degree? After 24 years missing, now a homicide victim, have they found the burial site of Asha Degree? Are there going to be charges for Annalee Desmond? Are they going to lay it on completely Russell Underhill, who is deceased? Then how did Annalee Desmond's hair get in the backpack if they have no connection to Aisha? Also, in Aisha's backpack, about a year after she was reported missing, they found her backpack about 26 miles down Highway 18 in the other direction, double wrapped in 2 garbage bags and sealed. Inside that backpack was a library book from Aisha's school that Aisha did not check out, but was checked out not long before the disappearance, which in my opinion, that shouldn't be quite hard to track who checked out the book. If they're saying it was checked out and not just a kid took it and walked out without checking it out, checked out, they know it was checked out shortly before she went missing. So that should be information, in my opinion, they could be able to get. But as to date, they say they do not know who checked out the book, who the book belonged to. It was titled, it's Dr. Seuss book, McElligot's Pool. Also, there was a New Kids on the Block, I believe, New Kids on the Block t-shirt that did not belong to Aisha, but the backpack did. Okay, so where is Asha Degree? Have they found her after 24 years? She would be 33 today. I mean, think about that. 33. Why did Aisha leave that dark, cold, 35-degree, rainy, storming night when it's not characteristic of her at all? Will we get those answers? Have they found Aisha? Please hit the notification bell because I really do want to share with you in the next couple of days the timeline in the past 24 years, just showing the investigation work, the grit, the perseverance for this child that they call Shelby's sweetheart, who disappeared on Valentine's Day. Asha Degree, 9 years old, from Shelby, North Carolina. They believe now it was a concealed homicide. Have they found her burial site in Roy Dedmond's yard at 601 Cherryville Lane? Is the human tooth Aisha's? Will they find DNA in the dark green AMC Rambler? What will be in Annalee's journals? Will the rifle match anything the pow pow, sorry, match anything related to the case. We don't know if they're assuming she's deceased now. We don't know cause of death, manner of death, anything. Or so, Asha Degree, thumbs up, prayers up, our thoughts for the family during this very, very, very difficult time. Hit that notification bell, friends, and I will be going live in a few hours regarding Sebastian Rogers. Thank you, friends. Talk soon.